Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to iPhone Basics. My name is Christina. I'm one of the public services librarians here at the Palos Heights Public Library. Please let me know if for some reason you cannot hear me. We do have the chat. It should be either at the top or bottom of your screen. It will look like a little speech bubble. Um, just let me know in there if you cannot hear me for any reason or anything like that. And if throughout the class you have any questions, you can put it in the chat and I'll be stopping every once in a while to see if there's any questions that have come up. I am here to talk about iPhone basics, but before we get started, I will let you know about some of our upcoming programs. Give me one moment. Let me switch it over here. Let me switch it to right here. Moment. There we go. Okay, so some of our upcoming programs for the rest of the February. This Thursday we have movie music romance in at the meeting room. It will be talking about some maybe your favorite songs from classic romance movies. So that will be this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. This coming Sunday, we have the movie Miss Harris Goes to Paris at 2 p.m. It's about a 2-hour movie. So come join us for that. And then the next following Tuesday, February 21st at 6:30 p.m., we have Blues in America with an in-person presenter. So come for a nice music night of blues music and history. And then Thursday, February 23rd, we have our last Fab Lab tour that evening. So if you've not seen our new Zanardo Fab Lab on the second floor, you can sign up for that program and come see it in person. We'll have a little tour of the Fab Lab. Okay, going back to our little PowerPoint here. Again, this is iPhone Basics. We do have you muted, so we don't have any accidental interruptions or anything. But again, if you have any questions throughout the program, you can put your questions into the chat. It should be either at the bottom or the top of your screen, and it looks like a little speech bubble. And let me go get started. There we go. So today, I will be going over the iPhone 13.
Oh,
Sorry, accidentally muted myself. Sorry. I will go over the iPhone 13, the new iOS. And then I'll be going over what's called the gestures of the iPhone, how you navigate the iPhone with just your fingers. The home screen and control center, some of the settings of the iPhone, some of your contacts. Oh yes, I am recording this. It should be recording. Yes, this is being recorded, so and it will be uploaded to our YouTube either later today or tomorrow, so you can always rewatch it in case you miss anything or have to leave early. And then I'll go over how to do phone calls, and if we have time, the App Store and Safari. There we go. And so this is the physical layout of the iPhone. This was the iPhone 7 and earlier, just in case you have an early version of the iPhone. But that would be about 5 years old now, so it would be an older iPhone. But they have, as you can see here, the back camera and the flash for your camera. You can see the speaker is at the bottom, and you have a spot for the bottom microphone, and you'll see what looks like the square indent. That is where you would plug in your charging cord, what they call the lightning connector, and they have a separate spot for the headphone jack. And then you can see on the front, the older iPhones, they still have the home button. You have your display, and you have your front camera and your front speaker, this part where you would hold up to your ear to listen for phone calls. And then on the side here, you can see where they have the volume buttons and a little switch for putting your phone into either silent mode or ring mode. This was the iPhone 13 layout. You can see is much bigger. And you can see here, they still have the volume control buttons and the switch for the silent mode. The larger button is your power button. And I will show you on mine, since I have the iPhone 13, hopefully you'll be able to see this. They still have the spot for the charging cord, but as you can see, they do not have the spot for the headphones anymore, because they put it so that the headphones fit into the power part. So unfortunately, you can either charge your phone or use your headphones one at a time. You can see here, give me one moment. You can see here that they do not have the home button anymore. So there's a different gesture for getting back to your home page. And you can see they have a lot more cameras now for better, higher quality pictures. So they have 3 lenses. And then they still have the power button, kind of hard to see on mine, but they still have the large power button on the other side. So the volume controls are on one side and the power button is on the other side. The iPhone 13 was released in 2021. So last year they released the iPhone 14 in 2022. These prices might be a little outdated now, but they have different storage sizes depending on how much storage you think you will need. You can have the smallest, which is 128 gigabytes, which is still not a bad amount of size. That's pretty good. They have the 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, or they have 1 terabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes, for the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which are even bigger sizes. So I believe this is the iPhone 13 Pro, which is still pretty good size, but the Pro Max is even bigger. So if you need a bigger screen. They have prices starting at $699 for the iPhone 13 mini, which is smaller, or all the way up to $1,099 for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Again, these prices might be a little bit outdated, so it might be a little bit cheaper now that the iPhone 14 is out. And then they had different colors for the phones if you wanted your phone in a nice color like pink or blue. And then depending on the service provider you have 5G internet when you're not connected to the Wi-Fi. And then if you wanted a fuller review of the iPhone 13, there is that website right here at the bottom, Tom's Guide reviews for iPhone 13. The iOS 15 was what was the iOS that came out with the 13. It was released in September 2021. There may be up to 16 now with the most recent updates. But some things the iPhone 15 came with was SharePlay. You could share your screen with others while you were doing FaceTime with them. There was grid view in FaceTime, so you could have multiple people show up while talking, very much like how Zoom has it now, where you can have the grid view. Messages, Now I have a separate spot for where links are shared with you. So if you wanted to see a link that was shared with you a while ago, you can find that easier in your messages. So let's go, for example, if I, for example, give me one moment, pull this up. Not pulling up a screen here for a second. Okay. Oh, sorry, excuse me a moment. It stopped sharing my phone. Let me try this again. There we go. There we go. Okay, you should be able to see now what is on my phone screen. There we go. So you will see if I pull up messages and click on the name at the top, you can see all the photos they've sent me in their messages and all the links here. So if I want to find a link or a document even that someone has sent me in the messages, but maybe it was a while ago, I can find that here. So I would just go to their messages, click on their name, and it will show me all the photos and the links and everything that they've sent me. So there we go. See also, there is something called focus. So I can find that in my control center. And right now it says do not disturb. It's the one that looks like a little moon right now on the left side. It says do not disturb. That's where I can set focus, which will let me choose which notifications I want to get when. So for example, if I don't want to get notifications at 3 a.m. when I'm trying to sleep, I can create a focus for sleep. So notifications and stuff will not come through. And say you wanted to have one for when you're at work or anything like that, you can set a specific focus. And you can do that in settings, which I will show in a little bit. There's also updated maps for iPhone 13. You can have state ID and driver's license added to your wallet. So you can have a digital version of your ID in your wallet. Let's see, on my phone, it is. Oh, right, I have it here in extras. So if I go to wallet, I can add different cards. You can add boarding passes and your tickets onto your phone. Things like that. You add our transit card, and here at the bottom, driver's license or state ID. Oh, okay, yes. Which button was allowing to see past attachments to messages? That was, let me pull it up here. You would go to messages, which is the green icon, which has a speech bubble. It's in the top left for me. And you will just go to the message. So I'm doing a sample of my mom, but you can have any of your past messages. You would go to the message. You would click on their icon at the top here, top middle, right where it says their name. And it'll pull up all their information, but you can scroll down a bit and it'll have photos first, then links, and then maybe any other documents they might have sent you. Oh, excuse me. So that's just right in messages. You would click on their name at the top of the page here, and it will pull up that information for you. And then one other one, they have live text and visual lookup in the camera. So for example, if you were maybe in a foreign country or something like that, and you see a sign in a language you don't know, you could go to camera here, which I have in the top right. You're gonna see I have the camera up here. And actually, for a very good example, I have text right here. You can aim the camera here, and you would tap the screen where it has little 3 lines. It's gonna be near the bottom right here. It's the 3 lines in the square. You can tap on it, excuse me, and you can either copy the text, you can select the text, you can, if you press look up, that will help you look it up, and you can see here, if I click on the arrow, it will give me more options, and it can give me translate. You can click on that, and you would have to select the language and stuff that you need to translate it to. But you can translate text right in front of you. You probably will have to be connected to an internet or something like for this to work properly. But you can translate text live, which is fantastic if you're having trouble with a foreign language. And you can see at the bottom there, you can have more information about the iOS 15 and more about how it works. I am just realized I'm not sharing that. Hold on. Let me share that. Here we go. Okay, there you go. There is the hyperlink right there for more information about iOS 15. Macrumors.com, roundup iOS 15. There we go. Some more accessories. There you go. So some accessories that your iPhone should come with when you first buy it. Excuse me. It should come with a USB cable and a power adapter. So you can use the USB cable to, if you have a laptop or something, you can plug it into. You can do that. And the power adapter, which looks like the white little brick that comes with, you'll be able to plug the USB cable into that, so you can also charge your phone directly from the wall. And then since iPhone 7 and later doesn't have the normal headphone jack, you can buy the headphone jack adapter if you would like to, if you have older headphones. Otherwise, your iPhone should also come with a free case of headphones that have the correct cable with it. Also have your documentation, including warranty and stuff like that. Depending on the iPhone, sometimes you have to be careful. The iPhone 13 might not come with a USB cable, but when I got it, it did. So most of them should come with one. Just always double check when you're buying it, which items they have. And then when you're first getting started, most stores they'll help you set up your iPhone when you first get it. But just in case, new iPhones will start with requesting to create an Apple ID. If you're switching from an older iPhone to a newer iPhone, they will help you switch your Apple ID to the new iPhone. Otherwise, you will create a new Apple ID. It'll be a username and password, and it'll ask for an email to tie your Apple ID to. Oops, sorry. And then it'll ask you to choose a few settings when you first get started, your preferred language, and which Wi-Fi network you want to set up to. Some of these steps are skippable, and you can set them up later. So if you want to set up for your Wi-Fi network at home, you can do that once you get home. And then the iPhone usually comes with several apps built in immediately. that can be accessed immediately from the home screen. And then this right here is a little YouTube video to show you how to get set up. Let me pull this up. All right. Let me make sure this is sharing to the correct screen. There we are. Okay. And also let me make sure, let me know if you can't hear the video. It should have sound.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Tenorshare channel. So this is the iPhone 13 Pro with the stunning starlight color. Today we are going to show you step by step how to set it up. And then, if you want, how to transfer data to it from your old device. So let's get into it. We'll start with turning it on. On your iPhone 13, press and hold the side button until the Apple logo appears. Then here goes the new startup screen, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and swipe up, and then select your language and country. Now we should see the quick start option. If you want to transfer data from your old iPhone, skip ahead to the second part where we outline all the steps for you. If you just want to set it up as a new device, tap Set Up manually. You will need a network connection to activate. Connect to a Wi-Fi, or insert a SIM card to use cellular data. When you see this data and privacy option, it means the device has been activated. Now you can set up a Face ID and create a passcode. Then we'll see the options to restore our apps and data. I'm just going to choose Don't Transfer Apps and Data. Sign in your Apple ID now to use iCloud, or you can skip it if you prefer to do it later. Then we can set up options like Automatic Update, Siri and Screen Time, just like the old devices. Here goes the dark mode. And then, here we go. We are on the home screen. This is awesome. If you want to transfer data from your old iPhone, here is how to get it done using the Quick Start. Place your old device near your iPhone 13. Turn the screen off and on to invoke the Quick Start. Tap Continue. And then scan the image on your new iPhone. Now continue with a few setups till you get to the data transfer screen. Tap the Continue button to start transferring. Enter your Apple ID password when prompted. Set up your payment and Siri, and then the transfer will begin. How long it would take depends on how big a backup you have on the old device. Well done. Seconds later, we'll see the lock screen. So there it is. All our data and settings have been moved to the new iPhone. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. See you.
Okay, so that was a quick video how to set up your new iPhone. Again, if you're getting iPhone at a store, they can usually help you set up your new iPhone. They helped me set up my iPhone when I got the iPhone 13, and yeah, the data transfer did take about a half hour to 45 minutes, but it's very helpful having someone help you go through it. Okay. Let's see, stop the share on that one. Yes, here we go. Okay, and then going up to onto the control gestures for your iPhone. So let's say when you're wanting to pick up your iPhone, you can usually just tap the screen and it will pull up the lock screen for you, and you would then pull up from the bottom and it'll bring up either the Face ID, or if you still have just the passcode set up, you would enter your passcode to unlock the iPhone, and here it is. And then when you want to open an app, you would just click on it with your finger, So let's just say I want to open the App Store. Just tap on it. It would open it up for you. If you want to, as it says here, tap and hold to bring up other options, you would just tap and hold until you can see all of them are kind of wiggling a little bit. That will bring up the options to when you want to delete apps you don't want to use anymore. That will give you the option to do that. You would click on the little, I'll probably bring it up later, but the little minus button on it, and it'll give you an option to delete the app or remove from home screen. Or you can also press cancel on that. When you want to get out of this mode, there's a little done option in the top right corner, and you will just click on it. Dragging, so that is dragging or swiping left or right to flip through the pages. You can also it's either what I guess they call dragging up or down when you're in the page and you want to scroll down it. You would drag up or down. And then when you're in an app, since they do not have the home button anymore, you would swipe up from the very bottom. So you can see there's this little bar. And you would swipe up quickly, and that will take you back to the home screen. Double tapping for zooming in and out, and also pinching for zooming in and out. You can see there's a page there for further breakdown of iPhone gestures and the like. And I do have another YouTube video that will show these gestures in action better. So one moment. Bringing it right up. Give me one minute. There we go. Let me share it. Again, let me know if for some reason there's no audio or anything.
Today we'll be looking at how to navigate and using all the swipe gestures on your brand new iPhone 13. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, leave a message down below, and thanks for watching. So right off the lock screen, you can use either the swipe up gesture to access your passcode or use Face Unlock if you have Face Unlock set up. To the right and to the left of the bottom of the screen are your camera and flashlight controls respectively. This is default out of the box for the iPhone 13. What you want to do is hold down to the right of the camera button to activate your camera, and then similarly hold the flashlight button down to activate your flashlight. So now let's unlock the iPhone and go for the gestures from there. If you're already in an app, what you want to do to get back to the home screen is swipe up from the bottom of your screen. This is one of the most basic functions and was originally Apple's replacement for not having a home button. What you might not know is that if you swipe left or right at the same position at the bottom of the screen, you can actually quickly swipe between apps. This is of course useful for multitasking. To access your app tray, what you want to do is swipe up and hold from the bottom of the screen. Here you'll get presented with all of the app cards that you have open at a given time. And you can scroll between them by swiping left and right on each of the individual cards. To close one of these apps, what you want to do is swipe the card up quickly, and you'll see that you can close the app from the app tray. You'll probably notice that you can select more than one app to close at one time by using multiple fingers and multi-touch on your individual app cards. Back to the home screen here. If you swipe left from the top of the screen, swiping down, you get to access your notifications. And similarly, if you swipe right, you get to access your control center. Here's an overview of some of the basic functions of Control Center. At the top left, you can access airplane mode, turn on your cellular signal, Wi-Fi, and also Bluetooth. Below that, you can set your screen lock, And below that, you can set screen mirroring, your flashlight, a timer, your calculator, get to the Photos app, and of course, make a note. And of course, you have your brightness and volume sliders. What you might not know is actually if you hold down on each of these individual functions in the control center, you have access to a few more options. For example, if you hold down on the brightness slider, you'll have access to dark mode, night shift, and true tone. If you hold down on your Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, you'll of course have access to your accessible devices. And one of my favorites, if you hold down on the flashlight, you actually get access to how bright your flashlight is. Going back to the home screen, if you swipe left all the way to the home screen, you get to access your widgets tab. And of course, if you swipe all the way right on your home screen, you get access to your app library. On any of the app trays in your home screen, if you hold down on an empty space, here you can begin to edit the layout and the apps available on that page in the home screen. At the top left, you can add plus to add an app, and at the top right, you can add done. On each of the individual apps, you have a minus button to remove the apps from the home screen. If you hold down on a given app, you have access to some of the quick options for that app. After long pressing on a given app or a given home screen page, you can hold down and drag an app to move them around on the home screen. You can also move an app over another app already on your home screen to create a folder for those two apps. And of course, you can move apps into folders that you've already created by dragging them over to the folder as well. Going back to the home screen, you can enable reachability mode by simply swiping down towards the bottom of the screen. This brings your app or all the content of the screen down so you can reach it more easily using one hand. So there you have it, everyone, an overview of the swipe gestures available for your brand new iPhone 13. If you like this kind of content, leave a message down below. Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, so that was that video. Okay, gonna pull back up the PowerPoint. There we go. Okay. So similar to what he said, the home screen is where all the apps are displayed and can be accessed. You will also see the time, battery, cell signal, and more if you have that set up. You can see on the picture there, they have cell signal and Wi-Fi on the left and the battery on the right there. You can also, depending on how you set up in your settings, you can also have additional things up at the top there. You can also see the time. This home screen is similar to the home screen that used to be on iPhone 7 and earlier. On the newer iPhones, since they have what they call the little notch or the indent there, where the time used to be, the time is usually moved to the left, and then the cell signal and Wi-Fi are moved to the right. And then also the control center, as you said, was where you can quick access some commonly used settings in the media panel. I'm going to again share my iPhone screen. There we go. You should be able to see on mine. Yeah, we have the time, and there's a little crescent moon there. That is since my phone is in do not disturb. The little crescent moon means it's in do not disturb mode. If I were to take it off, the crescent moon would disappear. And then the first set of bars, the 4 bars, that is the cell signal. And then the 3 set of bars is the Wi-Fi signal. And then you can see my battery. And then, like you said in the video, to access the control panel, you would swipe down on the right, very top right of your phone. Swipe down. And now you can see these several boxes. You can also see it gives you the percentage readout of your battery. So it's at 83% on mine. The first box in the left, that is your airplane mode. So if you're on in airplane, you can turn that on, and that will stop your phone from communicating, so it doesn't interfere with the airplane's communications. That is the next one. The green one is the cellular data, so you can make calls. You want that green, so it's on. The Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, that is blue when it's on. If any of them are off, they kind of go into they're gray, just how like the airplane is right now. The next thing on the right, it says tiers of right now. That will let you know the most recent either most recent media you were playing, whether it's music or like a video or something like that. So if you wanted to restart the media or song or something like that you were listening to, you can click on that and that would start playing music again. The next thing down, which looks like a little lock with a circle around it, that is your screen lock. If that's on, whether you turn your phone to upright or to the side, that will prevent the image switching. So for the most common example I can think of, if you're watching a video on your phone, when you move your phone from this to this, the video will go widescreen. But if you have screen lock on, when you turn a phone like that, the video will stay facing the same way, so it won't move. The next icon next to that, which is white right now, that is called screen mirroring. That allows the display on your device to be captured on a different screen. Like I'm doing right now, I'm able to project the screen from my phone onto my computer, so then I can stream it to you guys. Below that is the do not disturb, and then next to that, is the screen brightness and volume. And then below that is flashlight, timer. We'll pull up the timer really fast from that. Here we have calculator, so I can get to my calculator really fast. And then camera, so I can get to my camera again real fast from there. So that is the control center. I'm gonna close some of that. There we go. Up next, the power. Most newer phones, they will automatically go to the login screen when you pick them up. So, for example, if I do that, a lot of times it should pull up the wake screen really fast. Otherwise, you can always press the power button on the side to pull up the lock screen. Older phones, you had to press the home button to get to the lock screen. And then most newer phones, you can either have it as a passcode, which is usually a 4-digit number, but you can make it longer than that, or Face ID, which you have to set up when you get the phone. There was a few generations of iPhone where it was a Touch ID, and it would just scan your fingerprint on the home button, but since they got rid of the home button, it doesn't work anymore. To turn off newer phones, because when you press this once, it just puts it to sleep, and the screen will just turn off for a moment. But to completely turn off the newer iPhones, you have to hold the power button or the sleep wake button and one of the side buttons for several seconds. So you go 1, 2, usually about 2 seconds. Oh, and then I stopped it because now it's going into a mode where it asks you whether you want to turn off the phone. You would have to slide that until it's off. If you accidentally hit that and do not want to turn off the phone, you have to hit the cancel button here. This is also where you can go, as you can see, options for emergency calls. Still a quick way, go to 911 emergency call. Or if you have a medical emergency, medical ID, that will call some of your emergency contacts. Give me one moment. Now I have to share the screen again since I accidentally turned it off. But you can set up emergency contacts in the contacts. There you go. Let me pull it up. There we go. So contacts, they can be found where you can see at the bottom left the green icon with the old classic handheld phone. You click on that. Ooh, excuse me. And that will bring up all of your contacts, listed alphabetically, of course. But you can see a couple of mine. There's another one. They have the red asterisk by them. That means they are one of my emergency contacts. And to get someone to be your emergency contact, you would, oh, sorry, excuse me, click on their name. And you can see here at the bottom, you can have their phone number and their address and stuff like that. You can also send a message to them directly or share their contact information with another person. So you can see near the bottom there, you can add them to emergency contacts, and you could just click on that. You can say, well, how are they related to me? Or you can add a custom label there. And once you did that, you would add them to your emergency contacts. I can do that. Here we go. Label it as that. And it's going to show all your medical information there. You can say done. And now that is added to your emergency contact. So when that option came up when I was trying to turn off my phone, I could and say a paramedic has found me, they can click on that and they can see all the emergency contacts I have. And so they can call them right away. There we go. And then going back to power, when you want to turn on your iPhone again, once you have turned it off, you would just hold and press the sleep wake or power button on the side until the Apple logo appears, and then the iPhone will turn on. Most newer iPhones, they can turn on within a few seconds. And then once your phone starts getting low, you can use your provided USB cable and power adapter to plug into a wall. And when the iPhone is charging properly, the little battery logo in the top right, it will like turn green. It will have like a little lightning bolt in it. That means it's charging. Okay. On to settings. The settings is a little gray gear. On my phone, it's in 4th row down and on the left there. It's a little gray gear though. Click on it. And this is the main settings page. Up at the top here, it will say your Apple ID name. And, oh, sorry. Have all the settings for your Apple ID. It will show all the email and phone numbers tied to it. Password and security, that is where you can change your password if you ever need to. This will show maybe any credit cards you have tied to the Apple ID. Any subscriptions. Below that, how much space you have on your iCloud. Any purchases you've made with your Apple ID. And right there, you know, it says which phone this is. You can also sign out from here, but I wouldn't recommend it when you're on your phone. Oops, sorry, just give me one moment. Oh, sorry, getting over something, so excuse the coughing. Also here is where you can see any updates or anything else you need to finish setting up for your phone. This is also where you can find airplane mode and when you can turn it on and off real fast. This is the Wi-Fi, where you can connect to the Wi-Fi real fast and see the available Wi-Fi's. Sorry. And if you see on the Wi-Fi, if you see a little lock next to the Wi-Fi name, that means that Wi-Fi requires a password to get on. And it'll also show signal strength of the Wi-Fi, where you can turn the Bluetooth, where you can turn your cellular data on. Information for notifications on your phone. How you can display notifications, whether you want it just to like stack up or to have them all listed out. And here you can even select for each app whether you want notifications or not. So for example, I want my messages to have notifications because I want to know when people text me. But I might not want notifications from a mail on because I might not want to hear every single time, you know, I get a spam email. Might not want to hear all that. And I may also not want to have notifications for any games I might have or any other social media. No, I don't want to hear every time someone tweets. So, you know, I have those off. But you can select for each app whether you want notifications on or not, stuff like that. Sounds and haptics, that's where I get to choose my ringtone, you know, and they have a lot, each iPhone usually comes with like a standard, you know, the generic ringtones, but you can also buy ringtones if you want for your phone, or you can even make your own ringtone, provided you have the right app for it. But otherwise, iPhones come with a standard number of ringtones you can choose from. And this is also where you can set the volume for the ringtone. So you can either have it super loud, so you know that you hear it, or you can have it quieter if you want. Focus, that is again earlier from what I was talking about. So if you don't want notifications coming in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep, you can set up a focus for sleep, or personal, or at work. And you can set them. So right now I have the do not disturb focus on, but you can make one for a sleep focus. And like you can choose if you don't want notifications from anybody, or this one allows notifications from certain people, but otherwise you can have it off. And you can even customize what your screen looks like when you're in this certain focus. Or you can even delete the focus if you don't want that focus back anymore. This is also screen time. You can turn on screen time and it will give you a report in of what apps use the most, how much you're looking at your phone. And if you're trying to set, like, you don't want to be looking at your phone as much, this will help you see how much you're using your phone. And you can set yourself for how much you use your phone. General, here we have more general settings. This is where you can find software updates. So if I had a software update, there would be like a little number next to it and it would let me know. Otherwise, you can click on it and it will search and see if there's a new update for your phone. About, this will give you information about your iPhone. As you can see, they're now on iOS 16 now. but this will tell you what type of phone you have. So I have the iPhone 13 Pro, my own serial number. This gives me a breakdown of what kind of stuff I have on my phone. This will tell me capacity is the total capacity of my phone. So I had a 256 gigabyte iPhone, and I still have 176 gigabytes available on my phone. So I still have quite a bit of space if I want to put more stuff on my phone. This gives you more of a breakdown of different things, like your carrier and stuff like that. Well, here, still in general, we have AirDrop. This is if you are on the same Wi-Fi as somebody else with an iPhone, and you just want to send them like a quick picture or something like that, or they want to send you a quick picture or something like that, you can do it. If you don't want to send it as a message though, you can do it as an AirDrop. Because some people say AirDrop, the pictures and stuff might have better quality than sending it through a text message. So for example, if I wanted to send a phone or a picture to somebody, I would open up the picture here, and you will see in the bottom left what looks like a little square with an arrow pointing up. That is for sending it to somebody. I would click on it, and it'll give me the options. I can either send it as a text message, I can send it via an application or something like that. But you can see in this second row here, the very first thing is an AirDrop. So I could send it via AirDrop. I could do text message or mail, or send it via one of the social medias. But AirDrop, you can do, again, you have to be in the same room. As you can see, no one has it on right now. But you have to be in the same room and on the same Wi-Fi as the same person. And you would have to make sure for the AirDrop, they have to have it on. See, as you can see right now, I have it off, so no one I don't know sends me anything. But you can set it as contacts only can send you something, or everyone can send you something. So if anyone's on that Wi-Fi, they could send you something. But you would, if they were there, you would just click on their name, and it would send it to them. They will probably get a message back saying somebody is trying to send you a picture. Is this picture okay or not? They would hit yes, and then you could send them the picture right to their phone. No drop in quality or anything like that. So that's how AirDrop works. You have AirPlay, picture-in-picture, and CarPlay. AirPlay is for it's kind of another way to mirror your phone, what they call mirroring your phone. Like I am right now, I'm mirroring my phone to my computer so you can see it. So this is some of the settings for that. Picture-in-picture, picture-in-picture is so you can still use your apps and stuff while you're in FaceTime calls. And CarPlay is for connecting to your phone. iPhone storage, again, this is helpful to see how much space you have on your device. It's calculating right now. But you can see I've only used 79, maybe about 80 gigabytes of my storage on my phone. And it usually gives you a nice little breakdown of what it all is. So you can see mostly it's photos for me, but then I have some apps, the software, some media, just like videos and stuff like that. And you can even break it down even more down here of what's all using space on your iPhone. And then I'm going to jump down a little bit, date and time. That's where you can set the date and time, the keyboard. So that helps you with auto capitalization and stuff like that. This is also where you can enable dictation. which allows you to just speak into your iPhone and it will just type it out for you, which is very nice. Language, VPN, legal. And then down here is where you can transfer or reset your iPhone. So that is only when you're getting a new iPhone. That's where you can find that there. There's also an option down here to shut down. That's another option, a way to turn off your iPhone. But I usually find that the power button is the easiest because you have to go through the settings and stuff to find the shutdown. Below General Control Center, this is where you can set what you have in your control center if you want. You can see I just have my flashlight, timer, calculator, and camera. You can also have a quick way to your alarm. If you have an Apple TV remote set up, you can put it on your phone. Dark mode, low power mode, notes, quick notes, screen recording, stopwatch, voicemail, memos. You can put your wallet on your control center. So just more quick ways to access things in the control center if you just so choose. We also have display and brightness. This is where you can make your phone screen brighter if it's too dark for you. You can also change your text size. You can make it much bigger if you would like. It gives you a little option here. See how big it can make. I have it about the middle. You can also set night shift. So after a certain point, your phone screen will get a little bit darker, so it's easier on your eyes when it's too dark outside. Also have auto lock. So if you don't touch, right how I have it set up, if I do not touch my phone for 3 minutes, it will just automatically go to sleep mode, and then I can unlock it again. So if you don't want to waste your battery power and you accidentally just leave your phone somewhere on, and for me, after 3 minutes, it will just go into sleep. You can set it for as short as 30 seconds, which can get very annoying if you're just like reading something on your phone and then every 30 seconds it turns off. That'd be very annoying. Or you can have it up to 5 minutes, or you can have it never. But if you have it never, and if you leave it somewhere, it'll just stay on indefinitely. Ooh, sorry. I do realize that we're actually coming up pretty soon on 3 o'clock. So if there's anything I haven't touched on yet and you have questions on, you can let me know in the chat real quick and I can see if I can go over something real fast. Or if there's anything you want me to repeat again, or